ಅನುದಿನ ಅನುಕ್ಷಣ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ, ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಹೊಸ ಹಾದಿಯಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಹಾಕೋಣ, ಸಂತಸದಿ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ.
Yes, sir. Yes, teacher. Present, ma'am.
Hello children, how are you all? Good. I hope you are all good and doing well at home. Dear children, in the last class we had discussed 8th standard second language English, 5th lesson, The Swan and the Princess. This is the second session of the lesson. Let us, I had given the home assignment. Shall we discuss the questions? Okay, first question is, what was the complaint of Devdutt against Prince Siddhartha? What was the complaint? Devdutt complained that he had shot the swan and it fell on the ground near Siddhartha. He picked it up and wouldn't give it to Devdutt, to him. This is okay. Next, move to the second question. What's the second question? Why did Siddhartha claim that the swan was his? What is the reason? Yes, Siddhartha said that he saved the swan's life, that's why it was his. This is the answer given by Siddhartha. Now, had given the words. Have you done this? Okay, these are the sounds, phonetic sounds. Woo, woo, wo, wo. Have you done this? Let us know the answer. Yes, first one, ku. Oo sound is there, could. The word true, yes, oo, true. Next one, bob, o sound. Next, board, o sound. Next one, coat, coat, that's the word, coat. Next one, ought. Next one, push. The last one, gloom. These are the words. Oo, oo, wo, wo. Could, push, true, gloom, bob, ought. Next, board, coat. These are the phonetic symbols that we have discussed in the last class. Now, let us know this is for scanning. Had given this table. Can you answer? Yes, the first question, highest points are taken by dash team. Which is the team taken highest points? Yes, your answer is correct. Delhi Capitals had taken the highest points. Next one, RCB has played dash matches and got dash points. RCB, that means Royal Challengers Bangalore team. Yes, they had played 5 matches and got how many points? Very good, you are correct, 6 points. This is the scanning activity given in the reading skill. Now, let us recall the previous session. We had discussed the folk play. Which is the folk play? The Swan and the Princess. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಜಾನಪದ ನಾಟಕ ಅಂತ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಿದು? ಎಸ್, ಕಿಂಗ್ ಶುದ್ಧೋಧನ ಈಸ್ ಸೀನ್ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ and other minister in the court. Next, Devdutt enters and complains that Siddhartha had taken his swan and he wouldn't give it to him. This was the complaint given by Devdutt. King asks the god to bring Siddhartha. Next point, Siddhartha arrives and says that the swan was his. What was the reason given by Siddhartha? Yes, Devdutt says he had shot the swan and it belonged to him. But at last, Siddhartha says that he had saved the swan's life, so it was his. This is the story, the play we had discussed in the last class. Let us know the second part. In this, there are so many difficult words. The first one, suppliant. What is the meaning of suppliant? A person seeking something humbly. Andre ವಿನಮ್ರವಾಗಿ ಬೇಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ವಿನಯದಿಂದ ಬೇಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸಪ್ಲಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಅ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡೋಣವಾ? I come here as a suppliant asking for money. This person requesting very humbly. This is the meaning of suppliant, means vinamravagi ಬೇಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳು. Next word, puzzled. In the last class we discussed wonder. Wonder, puzzled, surprised, these are all same meaning. Puzzled means to feel surprised. ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಚಕಿತನಾಗಿ, ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯದಿಂದ. What's the baby doing? The baby puzzled about the show. Next one, strange. Do you know the word strange? Stranger. That means unusual or hard to understand. Strange ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಚಿತ್ರವಾದದ್ದು ಅಂತ. Observe the image. This is a strange image. ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಚಿತ್ರವಾದಂಥ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಇದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. Strange means unusual or hard to understand, difficult to understand ಅಂತ. Next one, frightened. What's the meaning of frightened? Afraid or anxious. Can you observe the image? What is there? The girl is frightened very much. Hiya. When Siddhartha says, I saved the swan's life, all the courtiers says, hear, hear. What the prince is saying is a very good lad, very good boy, they says. Then the king says, listen Siddhartha, a Kshatriya can't give up what he has shot. Do you agree with me? Yes, Kshatriya can't give up is what we say. ಅವನ ಒಂದು ಬೇಟೆಯನ್ನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಎಸ್ ಐ ಡೂ ಸರ್, ಬಟ್ ಅ ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್ ಸಪ್ಲಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಐದರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ವ್ಯಾನ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್ ಇಟ್. ಡಿಯರ್ ಕಿಂಗ್, ಐ ಸೇವ್ಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ವ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಫ್. The swan came to me for protection, so I saved the swan, so I can't give up the swan. This is the answer given by Siddhartha. Then Devadatta says, Your Highness, this is injustice. I shot the swan, so it's mine. He is not tolerating that. The king says, I am puzzled. It's a strange case. It's a difficult case. I don't know how to decide it. To the chief minister, the king says to the chief minister, Chief Minister, can you help me? Then the chief minister says, I will try, Your Highness. The chief minister says now, very well. Then please continue, go ahead. The king says. Now the chief minister is ready to solve the case. Prince Devadatta, you are saying that you shot the swan. Prince Siddhartha, you are saying that you saved the swan. Am I right? Siddhartha, you are telling you saved the swan. Devadatta, you are telling you shot the swan. Am I right? Both of them say that yes, you are right. Now, good. Now, Prince Siddhartha, please put the swan on the stool. Then, what will happen? Yeah, Siddhartha puts the swan on the stool and goes back to his place. The swan is frightened. Do you know the meaning of frightened? Frightened andre ಭಯಭೀತರಾಗೋದು. And keeps looking at Siddhartha. When Siddhartha keeps the swan on the stool, the swan is looking Siddhartha. Yes. Now, the chief minister says, Prince Devadatta, ask the swan to come to you. Devadatta, come forward and ask the swan to come to you. Then Devadatta comes, he says, come to me, O swan, come, come, come. He says like that. But the swan frightened. Then the swan trembles and cries with fear. At last, the chief minister says, Prince Siddhartha, now it's your turn to call the swan. Siddhartha, come forward and call the swan. He orders. Then Siddhartha comes to the swan. Dear swan, don't be afraid. I have come to you. Come and sit on my arms. When Siddhartha says like that, the swan was very happy and flew to Siddhartha's arm. This is the story. The swan at once flies onto Siddhartha's arms. Then, Your Highness, the swan has decided the case. The chief minister says to the king, Your Highness, oh great king, the swan has decided the case. Yes, at last the king says, we accepted the decision. The swan belongs to Prince Siddhartha. At last, who owned the swan? The swan belonged to? Yes, you are right. The swan belonged to Siddhartha. Now, all the courtiers, long live the Prince Siddhartha, long live the Prince Siddhartha, long live the Prince Siddhartha. They shout. This is the Devadatta and Siddhartha story. Have you understood? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ ಮತ್ತು ದೇವದತ್ತನ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಇದು. Okay. Are you ready to answer the questions? Yes, here are some questions. The first question. The swan came for protection to. Options are ready. First one, Siddhartha. Option B, Shuddhodhana. Option C, Devadatta. Option D, minister. Yes. Who protected the swan? Yes, you are right. Answer is Siddhartha. The swan came for protection to Siddhartha. This is the answer. Now, the second question. The second question is, the king felt it was a dash case. What was the opinion of the king about the case? Yeah, it's a simple case. It's a useless case. It's a strange case. It's a good case. What was the opinion of the king? What's your answer? Yes, you are right. It's a strange case. Now, let's move to the third question. Yeah. The swan dashed to Devadatta's call. What did the swan do when Devadatta called the swan? Ran, then frightened, then came, and then accepted. What did the swan do? Yes, you are right. The swan frightened to Devadatta's call. Good. Now, let's move to the last question. Siddhartha's words to the swan are option A, don't be afraid. Option B, I have come to you. Option C, come on my arms. Option D, all of them. What's your answer? How did Siddhartha call to swan? Siddhartha, yes, very good. All of them is the correct answer. Siddhartha called the swan like this, don't be afraid, come on my arms, I have come to you. These are the words said by Siddhartha. Now, next activity, rearrange the following sentences. You should rearrange the play according to the event. Let us. First one, the swan flew onto Siddhartha's arms. Next one, Devadatta appealed to the king for justice. Then, Siddhartha nursed the bird with great care. Next, Devadatta called the swan to him. Next, Siddhartha called the swan to him. The last one, Devadatta shot an arrow at the bird. These are the sentences. You should rearrange them in a proper order. Can you? Yes. Just go through the sentences, then you can get the idea which is the first sentence, which is the next, and the story. Listen. Have you done? Are you ready? Let us know the answers. Yes. Let us know. The first one is, Devadatta shot an arrow at the bird. This is the first sentence. Next one, Siddhartha nursed the bird with great care. This is the second sentence. Next one, Devadatta appealed to the king for justice. Because Siddhartha nursed the bird with great care, he wouldn't give it to Devadatta. So, Devadatta appealed to the king for justice. Next one, Devadatta called the swan to him. But the swan didn't go to Devadatta. At last, Siddhartha called the swan to him. What did the bird do? The swan flew onto Siddhartha's arms. This is the play. These are the order of the play. Very good. Now, next, what is there, dear children? What is there? A beautiful picture. A boy is cycling, duck is swimming, there is a beach and there is a swing. Does know what is this? Yeah. Okay. Just see. Boy is riding his bicycle along the road. Next one, the bridge is built across the pond. Next, what is there? Duck is swimming in the pond. Next, the boys, children are sitting on the swing and playing. Next, yes, the last one, the clouds are moving above the city. What are these? Yes, observe there. Above, on, in, across, along. These are all prepositions. Dear children, these are all prepositions. Above, on, in, across and along. These are all prepositions. Let us know some more prepositions in this picture. Yes, this is also beautiful picture. What is there? Eagle, pigeon, dog and the children are playing. What are the prepositions we can use here? The first one is, yeah, see, where is the eagle? The eagle flew behind the tree. The eagle flew behind the tree. Next, the pigeon is sitting on the tree. Next one, the dog is sitting under the bench and children are playing in front of the tree. Yes, the dustbin is beside the bench. The dustbin is beside the bench. Behind, on, beside, under, in front of. These are all prepositions. What is the meaning of prepositions, dear children? Let us know what is the meaning of preposition means. Preposition is a word or set of words that indicates location or some other relationship between a noun or a pronoun and other parts of the sentences. Yes, it is a word, preposition. That means we should use before a noun or a pronoun. For example, see, in, on, at, under, across, behind, beside, sorry, in front of, along, below, into, towards. These are all prepositions. That means we should use the words before a noun or a pronoun. Let us know. Prepositions are categorized into three groups. We can categorize these prepositions into three groups. They are prepositions of place, prepositions of time, prepositions of movement. Let us know what are they. Prepositions of place: at, on, in, under, beneath, by, behind, between, above, below. These are prepositions of place, and that means we can use these words to indicate a place. Place na indicate ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈ prepositions ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆನಾ? For example, the dog is under a tree. Dog and tree. Dog and tree, these are the two objects. Under, the dog is under a tree. Dog is under a tree ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮರದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಡಾಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಮರದ ಕೆಳಗಿದೆ. ಅವೆರಡನ್ನ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಪ್ರಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೆ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ನೌ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಪ್ರಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದದು? ಎಟ್, ಆನ್, ಫ್ರಮ್, ಟು, ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಆನ್ ಟು, ಥ್ರೂ, ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್, ಅಪ್, ಡೌನ್, etc. Movement. They are going up. They are going up. This is an example. Next one, prepositions of time. Time means at, on, in, till, until, during, for, since, etc. These are all prepositions for time. Prepositions of time. Next one, at. I will be there in school at 10 p.m. ನೋಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದಲ್ವಾ at 10 p.m. All are same, but we use for different place, different time, different movements. These are all prepositions. Let us know. Dear children, let us discuss the usage of few prepositions. The first one, in. How can we use preposition in the sentences? Let us know. For example, Sir C.V. Raman was born in Trichy. Here we have used in preposition. Trichy is a place. So, here we are connecting the place into the other words of the sentences. So, here we have used in. Trichy is a place. Now, let us know the second one. Sir C.V. Raman was born in 1888. 1888 is a year. We have used in. Dear students, you should remember this. If it is a date, we should use on. If it is a year, we should use in only. The next one, in. Shall I get in, sir? Here's a question. Shall I get in? In we have used. In movement. Shall I get in? Here movement is there, so we can use in here. So, in andre ಒಳಗೆ ಅಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ನೋಡಿ ಇನ್ನು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. Try to use in the following examples. The first one is Ravi is living dash Kolar. Kolar is a place. Can you use here? Very good. Answer is in. Ravi is living in Kolar. Next one, we celebrate my birthday dash July. It's a month. What can we use here? We can use in. If it is month or year, we should use in. If it is a date, we should use on only. Next, I reached my home dash time. I reached my home. What can we use here? In time. I reached my home in time. Let us know the other preposition on. Shall we discuss? Yes, the book is on the table, on the surface of the object. The object should be on the surface, touching surface. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಬುಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೇಬಲ್. ಬುಕ್ಕು ಮತ್ತು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? ಗುಡ್. ದ ಬುಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೇಬಲ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, Sir C.V. Raman was born on November 7, 1888 in Trichy. Here is the date. If it is a date, we should use on only. Don't use in. If it is date, use on. If it is year, you should use in. Next one, I am on the way to Mangalore. Here is a movement. We can use on the way. We can use on here. Can you try? Yes. The first one, I watched the class dash YouTube. What should we use here? Very good. On YouTube. On is the correct preposition. Next, we celebrate Independence Day dash 5th August. If it is date, we should use on only. Next one, I reached my home dash time. ಆನ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸರಿಯಾದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಸಮಯದ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಹೋದ್ವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಐ ರೀಚ್ಡ್ ಮೈ ಹೋಮ್ ಆನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೋದೆ. ಐ ರೀಚ್ಡ್ ಮೈ ಹೋಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಆ ಟೈಮ್ನ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಇನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ನೋಡಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಪೌಚನ್ನ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಳಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಎಸ್, ದ ಪೌಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಪೌಚು? ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ವಾ? ಎಸ್, ನೋಡಿ ಈಗ ಪೌಚನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ? ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ದ ಪೌಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗಿದಲ್ವಾ, ದ ಪೌಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ದ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್. ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? ಪೌಚ್ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್, ಆನ್, ಇನ್ ಟು, ಆನ್ ಟು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ ಟು. ಐ ಪುಟ್ ದ ಪೌಚ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್. ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇನ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಗುಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ್? ಎಸ್, ಶಾಂತಿಗ್ರಾಮ is a small village, dash Chikmagaluru district. There lives a boy, Namit. He is studying dash 8th standard, is very punctual. Every day he gets up early dash the morning. His school is 3 kilometers away dash his village. So he leaves his home dash 8:30 a.m. He goes dash school dash food. What are the prepositions we can use here? Can you guess? Yes, very good. Let us know the answer. Are you ready? Yes. First one, Shantigrama is a small village in Chikmagaluru district. There lives a boy, Namit. He is studying dash. What can we use here? Very good. In. He is studying in 8th standard. He is very punctual. Every day he gets up. What's that? In. We can use in. He gets up early in the morning. His school is 3 kilometers away dash his village. What can we use here? Yes, correct. From we can use here. So he leaves his home here at particular time. We should use at 8:30 a.m. He goes. What can you use here? He goes. Yes, good, to school. Next, which is the preposition we can use here? Very good. On foot. These are the prepositions we can. Prepositions means we should use before a noun or a pronoun. For example, here Shantigrama is a small village in Chikmagaluru district. The word, the preposition in, showing the relationship between Chikmagaluru and a small village. We should use prepositions before a noun or a pronoun. For example, Chikmagaluru is there. It's a name of the place. It's a noun. So before that we should use in. That is. Okay. Take the home assignment. Answer the following questions. The first question is, how did the bird react to Devdatta's call? Second question is, what did Siddhartha say to the swan? What did the bird do? The third one, how did the chief minister resolve the dispute in the end? How did the chief minister resolve the dispute in the end? In is there. Next one. Okay. Fill in the blanks using appropriate prepositions. Illi prepositions anna neevu use ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ನೋಡಿ. First one, Vidhana Saudha is dash Bengaluru dash Karnataka. Next one, Sri Lanka lies dash the south of India. Next, Delhi is dash the banks of the river Yamuna. The last one, do you believe dash God? You should use appropriate prepositions here. Thank you very much.